This warm-up exercise is to help you develop your hands, and more specifically your wrists. When I practice, I try to accomplish as much as possible in a short period of time. The 13 sticking patterns that you see in the printed material that comes with the video is based on George Lawrence Stone's stick control book. Along with these sticking patterns, I have 6 foot patterns to play with the sticking patterns. When you play the drums, you use your 4 limbs anyway, so I try to practice with my 4 limbs all the time. When you practice these hand exercises, I want you to use just your wrists. I want you to tuck your fingers under your hand and to have it touch the palm like this. And when you play, just use your wrist. This is to help develop the wrist specifically. But don't grip the stick hard or you'll hurt yourself. Just hold the stick as loosely as possible, but still leave your fingers on your hand. The wrist is the most important part of hand development. This is where you get your power, your speed, and your control. The fingers are important when you play, but they add more finesse to your playing, and they help you with rebound. The arms will give you power, but you still have the control and really more power with your wrist. The wrist is the focal point. So I want you to practice once again with using just your wrist, like this. Also, I want you to play with your heels down on the pedals. I want you to keep your heels down because the same thing applies to your ankle. There are ligaments and muscles in your ankle that you need to develop. And when you keep your heel up, these muscles and ligaments are squished up. They aren't being exercised and extended like this. When you play with your heels down, you end up stretching these ligaments and these muscles in here. This is something that I have found very valuable. When I play rock and roll, I always play with my heels up. But every day I practice with my heels down a certain amount of time, and I've found that I've got more control, more power, and more speed when I do play with my heels up. In this exercise, R will equal right hand, and L will equal left hand. Lines 1 and 2 are a combination of single strokes. Lines 3 and 4 are combinations of double strokes. Lines 5, 6, 7, and 8 are combinations of single and double strokes, or the paradiddle and its variations. Lines 9, 10, 11, and 12 are combinations of 3 strokes. And finally, line 13 is a combination of 4 strokes, 4 rights, 4 lefts. Okay, the foot patterns for foot pattern A is just quarter notes in the bass drum. Foot pattern B is just quarter notes in the hi-hat, or your left foot. Foot pattern C is alternating between your right foot and your left foot. Foot pattern D is alternating between your left foot and your right foot. Foot pattern E is 4s with the right foot and 2 and 4 with the left foot. And foot pattern F is the reverse of that, which is 4s with your left foot and 2 and 4 with your right foot. All this is in the printed material. Okay, let's start by setting your metronome at the quarter note equals 80 beats per minute. And I will demonstrate very slowly 1 through 13, each line 2 times with foot pattern A. Remember to use just your wrists and keep your heels down. Okay, I'll begin by counting off for you. Play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this time I want you to play the exercise where the half note equals 80 beats per minute. That means this exercise will be twice as fast as the other one. I want you to play lines 1 through 13 with A, then B, and C with me. But then you go ahead and do the rest on your own. Remember to use just your wrists and keep your heels down on the pedals.